Hello, everyone, and yes, I am Jamie G, and you are watching Grind Bag TV. Yes, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, Philippines, and a good day to each and every one of you who are watching right now. Kumusta naman kayong lahat? And I hope all of you are feeling safe, healthy, and happy. And of course, you are tuned in on Grind Back TV's Grind Detox. Now, this is the first ever online talk program wherein we talk about the trending stories, latest updates and happenings, and of course, deliver to you guys the important updates on relevant issues. Of course, now more than ever, the most buzzed about figure in the 21st century of marketing. It's does none other than, of course, the digital influencer. And these are, of course, the YouTubers, the bloggers, TikTokers, IGers, and the social media users who, despite and amidst the economic and, of course, our professional instability, talaga namang they keep on grinding and keep on curating yung mga content for their audiences and at the same time gain popularity and huge income by collaborating with brands. And of course, today we will focus on, of course, the progressive culture of the influencers and as well as the etiquette of business. So, all right, guys, we got an amazing lineup of guest speakers today. Kaya naman sobrang exciting na ating episode. Our first guest is the Chief Executive Officer of Blogapalooza. She is Ace Gapuz. Now, Blogapalooza is
Yay!
the Philippines. Hello, hi, Miss Ace. Welcome to the show.
What's
And
up?
you know
What's
what? I was
up?
talking about, yes, what is up? And we're so excited to learn from you. And then I am just telling our audience about Blogapalooza. It is the Philippines' first premier influencer marketing company. So,
Yes.
yes, so welcome to the show, Miss
Thank
Ace.
you for having
And
me.
yes,
Magandang hapon sa lahat.
yes, magandang hapon. And of course, joining us also is the founder and talent manager of the V Management Group. We got Vania Edralin.
Hi.
Hi, yes, hi, Vanya. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having
Yes,
me.
and of course, yes, it's a pleasure and it's an honor. But you know what? V Management Group no, is a talent representation company covering Philippines and Asia. So, ayan. So, yan, guys, thank you once again for joining us. And I am going to cut it down to the chase already. We will ask you questions already kasi I'm sure yung mga online viewers natin would really want to know and find out ano ba talaga meron sa influencer marketing. So, the
Yeah.
first question is, what is influencer marketing and how is it now? I mean, like, we've been on lockdown for 7 months already. How is it now as well?
I could take that. Well,
Oh,
I started in influencer marketing very, very early. I was here, I think, 2001 pa. And back then, there was no influencer marketing. It was really word of mouth. Yun ang tawag nila before
Yes,
sa
yes.
influencer marketing. But with the advent of social media and everything internet, it really just blew up and became what it is today. Influencer marketing is really just working with influencers and communicating with your audience. Before, 'di ba, talagang direct to consumer tayo. But now we work with these influencers to talk to our consumers more efficiently.
Well, for me, influencer marketing is basically someone who has influence. So if you are a person who influence your friends, your family, or just anybody, you're already an influencer. Now magnify that with how it is now with the power of social media, where people get to follow you on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, and all these platforms. So that becomes your sphere of influence. So the people who are following you, those are the people you influence. So that's an influencer.
Wow. Yeah, well, that is actually nice to know that. I mean, like being an influencer really entails like anyone, as long as you have your following and people trust you and give value to what you do. So that's really nice, no? But we would also like to know, no? I mean, compared to now, I mean, now is 2020, but if you compare influencer marketing way back and also the industry and then the culture of the influencers like 5 years ago, what are the differences that you can actually share with us?
Well, I could always go first and then Vanya na lang to follow. Well, 5 years ago was when we actually started Blogapalooza officially as a formal company. And back then, alam mo, we would always just get the latak of the marketing budget. Kung may matira, di sige sa inyo na yan. But now, it's so good because everybody is really allocating marketing budgets to it. It's now part of the marketing pie. Before it was just, okay, there's leftover, let's put it in influencers. But now every single company integrates influencers to their marketing strategy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Siguro 5 or 6 years ago, totoo yun, na parang you wouldn't even think, I think major brands wouldn't even think of getting influencers. I don't think that's even what it was called before.
Wala pa nun.
Yeah, wala eh.
Exactly. Blogger nun.
Mainstream, TVC, radio, commercial, ganyan. And then, it's just the past years, since sobrang nag-boom yung digital, social media, grabe. I mean, the exponential yung paglaki ng social media. So I think that also became the birth of what we coin influencers.
Nice. So I think we should really thank the digital platforms. No, lalo na ngayon, ang dami na talagang mga various digital platforms that influencers can actually show their talent and their crafts. And
really be able to never kami feature if not for something like this. For an online platform.
Diba? Diba? Welcome to the 2020s, diba? And the digital. And ang tawag nga nila, this is the next normal na. Diba? Dito na lahat sa digital world. So, ayan na nga. But when we talk about influencers once again, ang daming categories yan, diba? Maybe we can focus on the micro-influencers. They say that the micro-influencers, these are the influencers who have 10,000 followers or less than. Pero we would like to know, no, kasi if you compare them to the other, na talagang mega, ang daming mga followers, this one, they have a smaller amount of followers, but they have dedicated followers that really trust them. So the question here is, do you agree ba na dahil affordable sila, mas mataas yung level of engagement with them? So why?
In general, yes. In general, yes. Only because mas konti yung taong mag-engage. But, every single kind of influencer, may market sila, may gamit sila. Kumbaga, when you think of marketing speak, they have a particular purpose, no? When you talk about the bigger influencers, of course, we get the massive awareness right away when we engage with them. Kasi malaki sila, no? When they say something, everybody knows it. A lot of people would hear about it right away. But when you look at the smaller ones, we call them the amplifiers. These are the people people na, kunyari, in our parlance, no, meron kang umalohokan, pero meron ka ring mga chismosa. Di ba?
Okay.
May gamit talaga sila because kung kunyari, if pure maliit ka lang, it's probably not going to be as effective as, kunyari, pure malaki ka lang, it's probably not going to be as effective. Why? Pag malaki, sasabihin, ay, hindi bayad yan eh. Pag maliit, sasabihin, ay, hindi bayad yan eh. Ganun din naman eh, right? But if you orchestrate that in a way that's may malaki and then may mga maliit na nag-amplify, and then people would be like, oo nga no, dapat nga bumili ako sa 11-11 no? Kasi everybody's telling you about it. Diba? May kanya-kanyang gamit lang. Every single kind of influencer, meron lang talaga siyang purpose.
Yeah, I agree with you. We just coin them as micro, macro, those terms like that because you look at the number of following. But if you're talking about influence, each one has a sense of influence naman. Kasi there are some brands who want to go maximum exposure. So they want the most eyeballs. So they get the one with the biggest following. Kasi automatic, on 1 million followers, more or less, at one point in time, all those 1 million followers will see your post. But there are other brands who want to go micro because they're very targeted. So let's say I'm a brand and I want to target moms. I go straight for the mom influencer. So it doesn't need to be madaming following, but I know that this mom can influence her group of moms or yung mga followers niya are my So yun.
All right. So, it's really about categorizing or talagang pinipili nyo kung sino yung designated influencers that is perfect for that particular brand or like campaign.
That's very important.
That's true. Pero going back to yung categories ng influencers natin, when you mentioned that there's micro, there's macro, there's also power middle influencers. Ito naman yung mga 8,000 to 250,000 followers. If you were to categorize the accounts with huge following, so less engagement sila, why does this usually happen? Kapag may following but less engagement?
Well, I think people follow different influencers for specific reasons, and I'm sure you do too. We kunyari, influencer X, we follow him or her because ay ang ganda ng fashion sense. Oh, I like the aesthetic. Ay napakaganda ng mga designer things niya. I want to see them. I want to have a look at his house. Yung ganon. We follow different influencers for many different purposes. Some really just have a bigger follower base, like obviously fashion, travel, food. These are general categories, right? So ang daming mag-engage sa kanila. But say, for example, music, pets, art, there's not a lot of people there, right? So, predictably, the engagement is going to go down, but it doesn't mean that the affinity is not there. So, that's one thing about influencer marketing. All of these tools in the internet can tell you about engagement rate, ganyan. But affinity, it's difficult to measure. It's really difficult to measure. That's why I always mention influencer marketing is so difficult to quantify as a whole. Yeah. But, nevertheless, again, the power middle is important because they're followed for a specific reason. Yeah.
Agree. You said it
I agree.
Together. You can't just have the macro, you can't just have the micro, you can't just have the middle. They all work together. So, yeah, they all help each other. Each one has a role.
Yeah. But speaking of macro, I mean, macro influencers, these are like the celebrities. Parang sinasabi nga nila, they are the big fish in the pond of social media na talagang grabe yung followers, maabot ng millions and millions of followers. But we would like to know, how is it like working with them? Kasi nga, kinategorize natin.
Yeah.
Challenge ba? What are the challenges? I mean, as a brand and as an agency working with the macro. Ang dami bang mga,
Vanya you can have a go on this first.
Take it away, Vanya.
Each influencer naman is different. I don't want to be specific to any person, but definitely the bigger the star, the more parang mas aalagaan mo, mas may mga requirements, you're really gonna put more thought and effort into it, yung ganyan. But it goes with the territory, I think. I mean, if you're at that level that you're a star or you're an artista or you have millions of followers, I think in a way you're entitled din naman to be treated a certain way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Super agree there because they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Diba? They're there for a reason. And when they have a lot of attention to them, syempre they also have to protect that attention.
Yeah.
They also have to protect their business. Kabuhayan nila yun, negosyo nila yun. So they really have to protect that. And tayo, as people who work with them, of course, we also have to respect that territory. Which Vanya said, actually, agree ako super kay Vanya. May territory talaga yon. Na, well, you think about the Philippines also. We're a very celebrity-crazy country. So nakakadagdag pa yon. Diba? So, it's, but well, at the end of the day, these are all normal people naman. Kapag kunyari, we are at the dinner table at casual tayo nag-usap-usap, edi mag-usap tayo casually. But when you think about work, remember, it's their business.
Yes.
It's their business. So they have to protect that.
And I think that's also part, no, like for celebrities, influencers, they think of them as they are their own product or they are their own brand. So tama talaga na may territory then and respect nga that sacred space, no. But going back, I mean, like, there are influencers who want to boost their followers, who want to go to the top. So may mga iba daw na as I hear gumagamit to ng fake followers, or like they practice some what's that, unsavory practice daw of boosting the number of followers. What are your takes on that? Bakit ba nila ginagawa yung
Yeah. I think that practice is actually driven by the culture rin ng mga marketers. Kasi yung marketing people tumitingin masyado sa follower count eh. And, just like any business, isipin mo to, just like any business, what will I do to get there? Diba? Sabi nga nila sa negosyo, meron tinatawag na growth hacking. You hack your way to be there. And when you're there, you protect that position because you're there na. Right? But because of the marketing practices here in the Philippines also na sobrang focus natin sa follower count eh. Sobra eh. Right? I mean, I'm also speaking for the marketers here. Don't be too follower focused. That's what's driving it. That's the reason why influencers are so focused on, sige, let's grow our followers because the marketers, our work, yung kabuhayan natin, nakadepende doon eh. So my thoughts there is, it's a way of growth hacking. And especially now, dito sa ating kultura, meron siyang 10,000 followers, okay yan. It's a way of growth hacking. I think of it as a business. Is it right? Is it wrong? Depends on your purpose. I don't agree with buying fake followers. But if, for example, kunyari, yung mga legit giveaway na may pinabibigay naman talaga, ako okay lang ako doon. Unpopular opinion, pero okay lang ako doon.
For me naman, I have some, because I'm a talent manager, right? So I have some talents that do that. Whenever they mention this to me, I always tell them it's up to you. I don't want to influence them in a way na if they feel like they need to do it, because I agree with Ace that sometimes some clients are very driven by the numbers, and if you ng kabuhayan mo, or you rely a lot then on being an influencer, then that is what pushes you also to do that. But personally, in my opinion, I feel like you shouldn't be pressured to do that, because at the end of the day, we always talk about being organic, being real, content. So for me, if you produce content that is good, that is entertaining, that is appealing to people, and that people will see that you are genuine, then just relax. It's gonna go up. You're gonna get the engagement. You're gonna get the numbers. It may just take a bit longer, but it's more authentic. But then on the other side, I agree also with Ace. So I don't damn anybody who will be doing that. But yun, this is my opinion.
Wow, but thank you so much, for giving us clarity when it comes to that. Because that is actually the most frequently asked question: is should I buy my followers or should I not? and it's really about your mindset or how your purpose and how you're really gonna use it.
Actually,
And I
sorry to
also
cut ha,
mm,
pero yung iba kasi yung buying the bot, the fake followers. Iba yung bot.
Yeah.
Huwag yun.
Yun,
Super,
yun.
huwag yun. Kasi ano yun eh, nanloloko ka na nun eh. Pero if kunyari you're joining a giveaway because, may mga real followers na magpa-follow sa'yo, it's really just growth hacking your business. Tapos when you get there, again, when I say, you get there, you protect the position. When you're there na, you produce content, make sure you engage your audience kasi nandun na sila na-capture mo na sila. And these are real people anyway. So sa akin, okay lang yun. Okay lang yun. And again, it really depends on the purpose and how you do it then.
And they can also unfollow you if you're not engaging enough. Diba?
Diba?
I also have a follow-up question. No? How can you tell or how would you know if an influencer is being authentic or not?
That's a good question. Well, it's difficult when you don't know the influencer, pero mahirap i-fake kung sino ka. Alam mo yun? Mahirap i-fake yun. Pero you can fake it possibly, you can fake it for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 months, but like every
You'll
time.
get tired of being fake eventually.
Yes, that's true.
That's true.
If you're always projecting a persona who is not you, you'll get tired eventually, and then you'll slip one of these days, and diba, that's even worse. So just be yourself.
Totoo yun.
Yes.
Stop trying.
So many learning.
Be like the other person. Parang ganon.
Okay, so just be yourself, be your 100% authentic self, diba? Pero ayan na nga, ang dami na nating mga learnings. And this is just the start of our grind detox, no? But we will go back after this short break, and then we will now focus on how do brands and agencies select influencers for their campaigns, strategies, deals, and more. So, all right, Grind Detox will be right back after this short break.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it. For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use Pynocare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take Pynocare.
Mega, we care.
Join innovation leaders as we talk about digital apps, e-commerce, and fintech at Vidanes sa Alter Grind natin on November 5, as well as Smart Grind on November 12. And of course, please do follow Grind Mag TV on our socials available on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Kumu para updated ka. And of course, catch us live every Thursdays at 4 p.m. at Grind Mag TV on Kumu with replay at 8 p.m. on our Facebook and YouTube at Grind Mag TV. So this is Jamie G. Stay safe and keep grinding.
right, hello and welcome back to Grind Talks. And of course, still here with me is our beautiful guest. We got Miss Ace and Vania. At syempre, hindi lang sila mga kasama natin because sasamahan rin tayo ng lakad. Ito guys, wait for it. Happy Yap, the celebrity stylist and content creator. Hello, Patty. Welcome. Ayan, welcome to the show. Ayan, napakagandang Patty Yap. Yes, of course. We are so pleased to have you here. At hindi lang yun, meron pa tayong isang guest who will join us. We have the brand endorsement executive of VCM, the Celebrity Source. All right, that is Kathy.
Hi.
Hello, Kathy.
Good afternoon. Happy
Hi,
Thursday.
welcome to the show.
Hi, Miss
Yes,
Kate.
happy Thursday.
Yeah. Jamie and
And
Patty.
wow, ang yes, hello. We got an amazing line of guest speakers today, guys. So ito na, join us as we learn more about them. So umpisahan natin with Patty. Ayan, we got a question for you, no? First question is, I'm sure a lot are wondering, no, bakit ka napunta sa pagiging content creator? Is this something that you really worked on or talagang as time passes by, it's just nandun siya para sa'yo?
Actually, kasi stylist ako. So, 5 years ago, lagi na talaga ako nagpo-post ng mga OOTDs ng mga client ko. And then, syempre ginagawa ko siyang creative shot para may engagement sa mga followers ko. Tapos, parang nung nag-boom na yung digital, marami nang nag-email sa akin and they asked me na kung pwedeng makipag-collab and may mga rates sila. Tapos doon ko nakita na pwede pala akong kumita sa pagpo-posting. So, yun, pinasok ko na siya. And then, yung pag-vlog ko naman, na-inspire ako kasi si Kim Chu before, nung nag-start siya mag-vlogging, lagi niya akong guest sa mga episodes niya. Tapos parang sinasabi niya sa akin na you try this, ganyan, kasi may kita rin to. So basta lahat ng may kita, pinapasukan ko siya. So ako, actually try ko yan. Din naman ako. So yun, nag-vlog ako a year ago. So I think kasi ito yung bagong normal, digital. Kaya,
yes, that is so true. Correct. At saka ang ganda, no? Very inspiring kasi talagang kahit ano pa yan na presented to you, go lang, laban, di ba?
Yes, totoo.
But, syempre, and ayan ha, you being a celebrity stylist, ang dami mo na syempre, nakuha ka ng mga artista and all that. But being that celebrity stylist, ano ba ang, for you, how do you see yourself as a useful and authentic influencer? Meron ka bang particular na target audience na gustong tap or talagang in general?
Actually, yung mga content ko, ginagawa ko lang talaga siyang creative as much as possible at saka entertaining. Kasi yun yung hinahanap talaga ng mga tao ngayon. At saka pag nagpo-post ako sa Instagram ko, kailangan maganda yung caption, yung parang nagkukwento ka, para may engagement yung mga followers mo. So yun lang ginagawa ko. Wala naman akong masyadong tina-top up na target audience. As long as nagfa-follow sila sa akin at nag-engage sila sa akin, okay lang. Kasi chine-check ko lagi yung insights ko. So kapag maganda naman yung insights ko, go lang ako, ganon.
Correct. Tama naman. And speaking of collaboration, no, if you were to like tap a particular brand, meron ka bang type of brand in mind na gusto to collaborate with? And having said that, ano yung usually selling points mo?
Syempre, tataas ako na. Gusto ko mga international designer brands, syempre.
Oh my goodness, go for that.
Yan. More. Syempre, ang selling point ko is I will be the first transgender woman in Asia na magiging influencer nila, di ba? Kasi syempre, yung mga brands, yung mga tao, meron silang parang konsepto na kapag brand medyo off sa mga third gender eh. So parang this time gusto ko baliin na parang okay lang na magkaroon sila ng influencer na part ng transgender, ng third gender, ganon.
Yes, I love that. Talagang diversify your content and be relatable to everybody talaga, all over the world. Ay panalo,
Oo.
heart tayo dyan. O, diba? Pero ito na, I have another follow-up question, ano,
Okay.
from Miss Universe. Ano yung mga strategies mo that you have in mind as an influencer, as a celebrity stylist, in order to build your audience? Ano yung mga strategic ways na ginagawa mo?
Ako, lagi
To
kong
share that?
ginagawa is i-check yung insights ko. Kasi doon mo talaga malalaman kung bumababa ka or tumataas ka. Kung ayaw ng mga followers mo yung mga pinopost mo, doon mo siya malalaman. So, kailangan aralin mo talaga yung insights mo. Napaka-importante niyan. Tapos, ang strategy ko is, syempre, as a celebrity stylist, easy access ako sa mga celebrity. And yung mga followers ko,
Yes.
gusto nila pag nagpo-post ako ng fashion, at saka kapag may mga artista.
Right.
So, lagi akong nagpo-post na may artista kasi alam ko yun yung hinahanap nila. And actually, okay
Correct.
sa akin kasi nakakakuha rin naman ako ng mga brands na bukod sa akin, gusto rin nila yung celebrity. Para at least, di ba, parang double whammy na sila eh. Kumbaga, magiging connection na rin sila sa artista na yun eh. So yun lang yung strategy ko. Kasi pinag-aaralan ko lang yung insights ko. Tsaka nagiging creative talaga. O kailangan mo talaga maging creative. Hindi ka basta-basta magpo-post lang na yung tatamarin ka. Naku, bababa yung engagement. Subok ko na yan.
Okay. Wow, thank you for that. And speaking of creativity and content, ayan, matanong naman natin si Kathy, no? When it comes to
Hi.
creating your content, or like, hi Kathy, ayan, no? How would you entice the brands? Kung na-influencer ako, how would I entice the brands? Should I be creative on my content para lumapit sa akin yung mga brands? Or should I be the one to go to them, send them a DM or something, or like email? Ano ba yung tamang proseso pagdating sa working with brands and an influencer?
Actually, creativity is a requirement. Pero I believe kasi that you need to build yourself as an influencer first. Dapat alam mo yung why mo. Why you are doing this, and what is your purpose kung bakit mo ginagawa nun. And sa pamamagitan nun, by that, you will know your branding kasi eh. And pag nangyari yon, your purpose will reflect on the content that you will create. And then afterwards, eventually, the audience and the brands will follow talaga. Yun yung pinaka, para sa akin, key.
So that's how they follow the protocols now, no? Really,
yung branding mo sa sarili mo.
Yes, actually, dapat alam mo talaga yung branding mo. And kasi
ata maging aspirational ka for them. Na parang, gusto ko yan. Gusto ko ganyan. Parang ganyan.
Kasi you're an influencer eh. Kaya dapat alam mo sa sarili mo kung ano yung stand mo and ano yung mission and vision mo as an influencer.
Correct. Now, this is a question for all of you, no? Speaking of influencer, how can you tell us how do you consider a digital influencer an effective influencer? Is it just, kagaya nga, is it just based on the number of followers and subscribers? Is it about their lifestyle or yung persona nila? How can you assess to that?
That's a good question. I could take that. When we think of effectivity, it always boils down on what success means to our client. Kasi iba-iba sila ng definition of success eh. Sa totoo lang. And that has to be nailed down at the onset. Some clients, success means a lot of views. Some clients, gusto nila maraming drive to site. Some clients, outright sales talaga. You know? Some clients naman, gusto nila pinag-uusapan sila, conversation. You know? So, effectiveness really means how did the influencer get to contribute to that definition of success that they have. Right? So it's difficult to say ay hindi effective ang influencer marketing or ay ang influencer na yan hindi effective just because hindi kasi marami yung views niya or hindi kasi marami yung likes ng post niya. It's not that eh. Minsan kasi yung value that the influencer brings is different, no? And when we talk about value, I always think about three things, ano? And madalas ako nako-quote dito. Parang value is pwede kang educational value. You give something that's new to them. No, it can also be entertainment value. Nakakatawa ka, ang sarap-sarap mong panoorin, nakakatuwa talaga yung mga content mo. And then there's also the empowerment value. Yung parang, pag pinapanood ko siya, parang, di ba? So, ito yung tatawag kong 3 E's. The 3 E's of value. And this is what I mentioned to all content creators, to all influencers. Paano ka ba magiging effective? Well, nasupport mo ba yung goal? Did you give value? That's when I can say you're effective.
Right. Wow. Nice. Beautifully said. Oh, guys, for those who are watching, please do not forget the 3 E's. Diba? Educational, entertainment, and empowerment. Let's go. Ayan.
Yes.
Who wants to answer?
I will add sana. For me kasi, actually, BCM, the celebrity source, we are doing brand matching din talaga in terms of influencers and celebrities that we have. So I believe one of the is measurement in terms of success is when an influencer is effective, when he or she really represent the brand's DNA. There's an authenticity. Kahit hindi ganun kataas or kahit hindi ganun laki yung number of followers niya, pero may authenticity sa content niya. I think it's a kind of success din pagdating sa mga influencers.
Nice. Who wants
I agree with what Ace and Kathy said. I mean, Ace and Kathy said it well. It really depends on what the brand wants. Kasi coming in also into a campaign, syempre the brand has objectives. So with those objectives in mind, that's when they're able to select influencers. So hindi din pwede yung parang they select influencers and they say na hindi ka effective. Kasi syempre ikaw din pumili. So for you feel also na effective sila. It's totoo din yung sinabi ni it's hard to measure the effectivity. There are so many factors. You can't just look at likes. You can't just look at comments kasi there are some influencers who post and have no comments. But for all you know, 10 of her followers bought what she was posting about. So how do you measure that?
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Super true.
Yeah. Well, now that you've mentioned selecting your influencers, when it comes to brands and agencies naman, how do you select your influencers for a particular campaign? And ano naman yung nangyayari sa mga not chosen ones? Ano ba yung mga other type of influencers na you don't really, look at or consider for the campaign?
I could take that. I get asked this question a lot. Our selection process is twofold. First is objective, of course. Sino ba yung pwede talaga sa campaign? And we have a tool for that. Internally, we have tools talaga that we use to determine, okay, itong influencer na to because the target audience is like this, the brand fit is like that. And again, we have a tool for that. That's very objective. Okay? Pero syempre, when you work with influencers, you're working with people. Siyempre, ayaw mo ng mga mahirap katrabaho. Siyempre, ayaw mo ng mga masakit sa ulo. Siyempre, ayaw mo ng mga pahihirapan ka. Diba? So, that's the subjective, the human aspect into it. So, if you ask us, purely objective bang selection nyo? Hindi. Kasi minsan talaga, itong influencer na to, okay siyang katrabaho. She will bring us results. And then we get her. She might not be the best for it, but she will be the best for this campaign, primarily because she's a joy to work with, So that's how we select. By objective aspect, because still it has the science to it, but the art part is, okay siya katrabaho, kunin natin to.
Perfect. So talagang may rapport talaga, no? And camaraderie from other people you work with.
Yes.
Pag walang attitude.
No attitude.
Correct.
No attitude. Yeah, that's true. Miss Kathy, maybe you want to answer.
Ako naman kasi parang
yes, go Kathy.
Yung mga brands ko rin naman kasi, hindi ko rin naman alam kung ba't din nila ako pinipili. So parang pag nag-email sila sa akin, tinitignan ko lang naman kung ano yung mga kailangan kong gawin. Then, okay na ako. Actually talaga, kasi kakastart ko lang din naman talaga sa pagiging content creator. And yung mga agency na kakilala ko, katulad na sinabi ni Miss Ace na dapat madaling katrabaho. Halos lahat kasi ng mga PR friends ko is barkada ko. Kaya siguro rin ako na sasendan ng mga ganyang racket. Ganon.
Oo. Nice. Perfect. Oh, Kathy?
Ayan. Actually, pag mabilis sumagot. Alam mo yun? Kasi, pag mabilis talaga sumagot, kasi very important yung time, lalo na pagdating sa brands and agencies. So, kapag ang tagal sumagot, okay, sige, set aside ka na lang muna namin, hanap kami na pwede i-offer na mas mabilis sumagot at meron namang characteristics din na hinahanap si brand and meron din namang mga kumbaga may followers din naman. So, and mas maganda rin talaga kasi kapag nakakakuha ka ng content creator talaga na influencer. Kasi iba yun na meron yung creativity talaga nila. Parang kumbaga natural nang lalabas sa sa content nila. Yun.
Perfect. Oh, ayan. Now that we've talked about yung relationship between the brands, agencies, and influencers, now we talk about yung influencer side naman. Like, how do influencers get to decide who they work with? Parang, ano ba yung mga nagiging problems, nagiging hurdles, or glitches kapag, let's say, they reach out to like mga certain brands or yung ecosystem of influencers? May mga experiences ba kayo when it comes to this matter?
Ako, feeling ko, ako na muna. Feeling ko yung parang
Go.
ko medyo na hold ng konti. Kasi minsan, may mga brands na may gusto silang ipagawa sa akin na parang hindi ko ata feel yan. Kasi lagi ako mabilis ako very frank ako sa mga ganyan. So, sabi ko na parang pwede bang ganito na lang yung gawin natin? Pero sila talaga may gusto silang ilaban. So ako, go na lang din ako bilang bayad naman. Pero yun lang yung problem ko. Medyo na-hold yung pagiging creativity ko. Ganon. Pagiging creative ko.
Who wants to go next?
Me naman, as a talent manager, I always, when there are inquiries for the different talents, I always look at first of all, what is the branding of each talent? Like, is it wholesome? Are you like a mom? Are you fashion? Are you sporty? And then from there, we see if the brand matches also your image. Kasi hindi din maganda if you have a certain image and then lahat na lang pinopromote mo. Kasi if you do that, then it's not known as being authentic. So people would say, ay, bayad yan. Diba? Whereas if it's authentic to your branding or what your personality is or what you like, dun lumalabas yung authenticity mo din or yung pagiging organic. Pero agree din ako sinasabi ni Patty na minsan there are some clients or agencies who have something specific in mind. So pag ikaw mismo, you're a content creator and you like produce your own original content, medyo may tendency sometimes na pwede kang malimit kasi nga may certain idea ng client. So I think as a manager naman, my role is to manage that, to make sure that, okay, I understand what you want to be done, but also I think it would be better if we also marry it with how the image of the talent is or their ideas para it's more effective then. And in the long run, it will be better branded for the client. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. No? It's all about alignment talaga, no? But who wants
Actually,
to do
isa rin sa nagiging problem is pagdating sa posting schedule. May mga time kasi ng clients na parang medyo tight yung schedule nila. Like, ngayon ibibigay, bukas posting or kaya 2 to 3 days. Medyo challenging sa part namin. And we need to balance din kasi that part. And hanggat maaari, binibigyan namin si influencer ng at least 7 days to 14 days to create a content para syempre yung creativity niya, di ba, lalabas pa rin talaga. Kasi iba kapag parang hinangarag and kapag nagmamadali, nawawala yung authenticity and hindi nagiging fresh sa content, kumbaga. Kasi parang na-stress na siya. Yun yung nangyayari.
Correct. Agree daw si Patty. Talaga.
Diba, Patty? Yes, yung deadline talaga.
Yes. Once, ayan. Miss A is okay na. We're good.
Yes.
You want to?
Wala naman akong
Ayan.
additional so far. Agree ako lahat dyan.
Yeah, so ayan no, guys, agree sila lahat that I'm enjoying our session for today. Imagine nyo, we are learning the influencer marketing, how influencers are the agencies and the brands. But please stay as we actually give you a little bit of commercial and Righty Talks. We'll be right back.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it. For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use Pynocare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take Pynocare.
Mega, we care.
Panasonic.
facing difficulty because of our new situation? Has the digital world become overwhelming? We recognize that there's been a large shift in all areas of our lives and that we are transitioning to what we call the new normal. But how are you adapting to this new normal? We can help. We at Vidanes Celebrity Marketing can help you and your brand migrate to the new normal. We want to be a part of your solution. And we do this through our upgraded influencer marketing strategies. Why us? We are present, relevant, and value-adding. By using social media and our unique storytelling to create content that will surely be a match for your brand, we not only help you migrate to the new normal, but together, we shall elevate. We have a roster of influencers who are well-engaged, passionate, and have built a loyal community in their social media platforms. With our innovative, engaging campaigns and our passionate influencers, we can find the best match for you. Your brand, our upgraded influencer marketing strategies. Together, let's keep our businesses thriving. Contact us at eavidanes.vcm@gmail.com. Let's work together.
Ito na.
All right, guys. Hello, and welcome back. And you're still watching Grind Mag TV's Grindy Talks. And joining me today, as you can see, ang ating mga napakasaya and amazing guest speakers for today. We got, of course, Ace Gapuz, CEO of Blogapalooza, Vania Edralin, founder and talent manager of the vmanagementgroup, Ticod of course, the VCM, the Celebrity Source, and the ever so beautiful Patty Yap, our celebrity stylist and content creator. Heart sa inyong lahat. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. But I will now ask the first question once again, and that goes to Patty. Ayan, Patty.
Yes.
Being a celebrity stylist, di ba? Meron ba siyang advantage? What are the advantage when it comes to having that title, being the celebrity artist, being an influencer? How do you present your rates and your professional fee? May leverage ka ba doon?
For me, may advantage ako pagdating sa following. Kasi syempre, parang easy access nga. Like I said kanina, parang easy access ako sa mga celebrity. At saka, yun yung edge ko sa mga ibang influencers kasi nakadikit ako sa celebrity, diba? So, mas madali yung pag-angat ng following ko, yung engagement ko, magpo-post lang ako ng artista. So, yun yung edge ko. Pero pagdating sa rates, actually, iba kasi yung mundo ng ng digital eh. So, hindi ko pwedeng taasan yung rate ko na parang celebrity, pang-rate ko ng celebrity styling ko. So, nag-a-adjust ako. So, kung ano yung kaya nilang ibigay na budget, doon kami mag-work out. So, gano'n. Hindi ako nagtataas ng rate pa siya.
Okay, thank you for that. And then yung next question ko is for Ace, Vania, and Patty. No? When it comes to rate cards naman of influencers, how do you make it? Or is it something that has to be kept or pwede siyang out in the open? Na ito yung rate card ng influencer, ito yung usual na fee na charge namin.
I'll have the talent managers go there first. Ako kasi hindi kami talent management. So, sila mas well-versed sila sa rates. Go, Vanya!
Muna ha, Patty. So, for me naman, I have a standard rate card for each talent. But then, when I deal with brands or agencies, it's still at a case-to-case basis. So, sometimes when I talk to clients, some approach me with a budget already. And that's okay. So either I say yes to it or I negotiate it. Some naman have no budget in mind and ask for my rate card, and that's when I give it. But I always say subject to negotiation. Kasi alam ko naman there are brands that have budget, minsan wala, pero maganda yung product. So I'm very flexible. I always tell my talents din na let's not be so strict with rates. Kasi what's important here is that we get the brands that we want to engage with and building relationships. So if you build a relationship with that brand or that agency, manganganak din yan to many other opportunities.
Perfect.
And in addition siguro, yes, may standard rate kami for the influencers and celebrities that we have. Pero sabi nga ni Ms. Vanya kanina, we are very flexible. And syempre tinatanong din namin if si influencer or kaya si celebrity is okay with that. Kasi we don't want to compromise then the value that they have. Kaya we need to balance things lang din pagdating kay brand. Lalo na, sabi nga ni Mas Vania kanina, kapag gusto talaga ni influencer or ni celebrity yung brand and talagang, kumbaga yung brand's DNA is pinopossess naman ni influencer, why not, di ba? Kumbaga, magbubunga rin yan sa susunod.
Oo, that's true naman. Pero syempre, no, since in demand na rin ng mga influencers nowadays, meron silang tinatawag na mga abusive daw na influencers. How true is this? I mean, like, do they practice this ba yung parang they rate themselves higher than their normal rate? Ano ba yung mga thoughts nyo when it comes to that? Does that even exist now?
That's a controversial topic. I want to have a go there. Well, it's difficult to say kasi wala tayong standard rates. So you can't say. Law of supply and demand lang yan. Again, it's business and we think of it as a business. Law of supply and demand. If you're the only person who can do that, of course, my rate is going to go high. I'm the only one who can do that. But if there are plenty of fish in the sea, girl, wag ka nang umarte. Diba? Kasi maraming madali kang palitan. Diba? Madali kang palitan. But again, when an influencer prices this way, ang sabi namin, okay, sige, that's what the perceived value, or that's what he or she thinks the value is. O edi yun, si client naman negotiate. Ganun lang naman. That's also the reason why depende siya talaga. It's difficult to standardize the rate because minsan yung mga influencers, sabi nga ni Cathy, gusto ko yung product kahit naman di nila ako bayaran, gagamitin ko naman yan, po-promote ko naman yan because I really believe in them. And ano yun, because di ka binayaran, gusto mo naman talaga, diba? But anyway, ayun na. We don't really parang grabe ka naman, sobra mahal mo naman. Paano kung siya lang talaga yung pwede makagawa nun? Paano kung siya lang talaga? Diba? There's something in that influencer na alam mo, yun yung rate niya. Okay, gets. So we can't say. It's difficult to say na, oh my gosh, outrageous. Because, diba? I mean, what are your thoughts there? Especially siguro, sorry, di pala ako yung host. Healing!
Go! Take your wing!
But kayo, diba?
Perfect!
What are your thoughts there? That's just me. Oh.
I agree with you. I mean, if you have something original that nobody else has, or you can bring something to the table na sobrang outstanding talaga, then go by all means. Ask for the rate that you want. At the end of the day, the client will say if they want to get you or not. And if meron pumapatol, kung walang pumapatol, edi mag-isip-isip ka na, nababa.
Correct. Diba? Supply and demand. Supply and demand talaga.
Kasi kung hindi mo bababaan, baka delusional ka lang.
Tama yun.
Actually, may mga ganong influencer. Diba? Message sila, tapos parang 500 lang naman yung followers. Yung mga ganon. Kasi meron akong business, meron akong parang Patilus Kitchen, cookie siya, lasagna. Tapos ang daming nagme-message sa akin na mga influencers daw sila. So, chinecheck ko yung Instagram, 300, 500. So, naloloka ako na parang, ba't ganito? Kung makapag-demand na makipag-collab daw, ganyan. 300 subscribers lang. Diyos ko. So, yun, parang, sinare ko lang. Kasi parang kung sikat ka naman talaga na influencer, syempre pwede kang magbigay ng magandang rate. Kasi you deserve it. Mahatak mo yung brands.
Yeah.
Pero kung hindi ka naman masyadong, alam mo yun, wala ka naman din talagang influence, very light lang, huwag ka nang umarte, di ba? Ganon.
Correct.
Yun
It's really about adding value rin sa sarili mo Alam mo, ikaw mismo makakaalam what is my value really and what can I put on the table or what can I contribute to the agencies, the brands, and the people that I'm collaborating with. So, maybe who wants to answer? Kathy, you want to answer the question?
Actually, yun nga, yung sa sinabi ni Patty, ayun nga, meron talagang mga influencers na they don't know how to give rate talaga. May mga pagkakataon na sobrang, kumbaga kung 10,000 yung followers nila, 10,000 din yung single nila for for a, for a static post. So parang ako, tinatry ko na, eto lang yung budget ni client, baka you are open. Ayun, bumabalik pa rin ako dun sa part na tinitingnan ko kung okay siya. Kasi, syempre, baka kailangan niya lang din ng konting push or kaya tapek na medyo mataas yung rate mo. Yung sinasabi ko naman in a nice way na ganito lang kasi yung budget ni client for this type of influencer. So, baka you're open with it. Ganon.
So, ito naman, yung next question. Okay na si Patty, go. Pero ito, meron din akong follow-up question when it comes to, ito naman, for the brands or companies na gustong kumuha ng mga influencers, pero yung mindset nila na parang out of their league, yung particular influencer na yan na parang, or biglang misconception na parang, ang mahal naman yan, hindi namin afford yan. So what are your advice to, let's say, people who think that way when it comes to these influencers?
Ang hirap. Alam mo yung sinasabi ng mga tao, ganito, alam mo yung sinasabi ng mga tao na umarte tayo ng naaayon sa ganda. Medyo ganun din. Okay, I don't mean it in a bad way, no? Pero, syempre, again, when we talk of the big celebrities, when we talk of the big influencers, that's their business. You know, so approach them in a businessman-like manner. You want to work with them? What's the value that you bring to the table? Probably there's no cash yet because, well, wala pa talaga, nagsisimula ako. But you know, these people, they're also people. Some of them would say yes to you because they like you, because they believe in what you put to the table. You know, it's really a business. It's a fair value exchange. You know, hindi naman porke kataas-taas ang celebrity, hindi ka nakakausapin, di ba? What if they really just like you? Because, you know, maganda yung product mo, maganda yung vision mo, ang ganda nung natutulungan mo. Right? So, yeah, so hindi naman porke malaking-malaki sila, hindi na pwede. Influencer marketing doesn't have to be expensive. You really just have to think of it as a business. What is the value that you bring to the table? Is that value commensurate to what the influencer is expecting? If it is, and then you can work together. I think everyone naman would agree. Kunyari, Patty as a content creator, if I really like this, if I think it's valuable, kahit pa ba 20,000 worth of groceries, and 20,000, it's pang 2 buwan ko na siguro yun, di ba? Di ba? And that's valuable, and that's valuable to me. Right? Maybe for Vania and Kathy, kasi makakatulong talaga dun sa brand building ng talent. It's very strategic. When you think of the talent's career on a long-term basis, that brand, that deal is gonna be helpful. Then probably it's worth it even if there's no cash out. So it's really a question of value. Value talaga siya. It doesn't have to be expensive. But remember, this is a business. You know, so they have to really derive value to it. Sometimes, and most of the time, it's really cash. Siyempre. Diba?
Yes, actually. Actually, Jamie, lagi namin yan na-encounter. And ako talaga, may experience talaga ako na meron isang brand na lumapit sa akin. They want to get this specific endorser. And talagang, mahal talaga siya. Kumbaga, kasi kilala siya. Pioneer na talaga siya in terms of celebrity endorsement. Pero, nung nilatag ko sa kanya, dun sa celebrity na yon, yung budget na meron si brand, and ito po yung mission, ito yung vision, pumayag siya na lower sa standard rate niya. Kasi ang sinasabi niya, naniniwalaan ko yung brand na yan. Gusto kong tulungan yung brand na yan kasi may nakikita akong vision for that brand. And siguro, wag lang tayo maging intimidate pagdating sa mga celebrity kasi they have, meron talaga silang, kumbaga, kung love nila yung brand and pinaniniwalaan talaga nila at kapag nilatag mo lang sa kanila yun na maayos lahat, they will pursue it.
Talaga they will give their 100% full support din for the brand that they truly trust and believe in.
Yes. Actually, nakailang years na kami ngayon with that brand.
Why nice. Yes. Who wants to answer pa?
Me, same lang. I don't think that brands should be intimidated at all, lalo na now na there are so many choices among influencers to choose from. So, kahit na sobrang sikat nung talent or nung artista or feeling nila out of their reach, I think they should just go for it. Kasi if to all the brands out there, if you believe in your product and you think it's a good product, then you shouldn't be ashamed of it. So, and on the talent side naman, if it's worth it, if they like it, if they believe in it, then they'll go for it. So, yeah.
Perfect. So we go naman to the influencer economy and the current challenges that this culture is facing right now. I mean, like, it's been 7 months since the lockdown. What are, the current challenges that you guys are facing right now amidst this economic thing that we are experiencing? Meron bang pagbabago?
Sige, I'll go first na lang. In the beginning of the quarantine, admittedly, mahirap talaga. Kasi the fact that a lot of businesses suffered. And another thing is that alam niyo yung parang cancel culture sa social media.
Yes.
So at the beginning of the quarantine, if influencers were to post branded content, canceled ka kaagad. Kasi parang naghihirap na nga yung bayan, tapos pa-post ka pa ng buy this, diba? So,
correct.
That really had a big effect on the influencer way of life at the beginning of quarantine. But I feel like yun nga, everyone's adjusting to the new normal, so things are slowly picking up as well. I also think that because nga we're not out as often anymore. We don't have events na face to face as much anymore. So everybody is really online. So napupush talaga yung digital aspect, yung content creation, videos, YouTube, TikTok, all of that. So parang when one door closes, a window opens naman. So that is the influx naman of all these other platforms where influencers and content creators can showcase naman their creativity.
Yes.
Ako naman, as a content creator, medyo mas naging busy talaga kami kasi syempre lahat digital na. So parang like ako lang kasi mag-isa sa house. So ako lang yung gumagawa ng lahat. Ako yung nagsushoot, ako yung
all around.
Ako lahat. So medyo nangangarag ako. Kaya kapag may mga deadline, lagi ako nag-aano na pwede bang isang araw pa more, ganyan. Kasi nga, nahihirapan talaga ako dahil mag-isa lang ako sa house. Kaya parang, feeling ko yun yung challenge sa akin nung pandemic.
Yes, and it's a struggle kung ikaw talaga lahat from the setup, ikaw makeup, yun pa lang eh. And then, kailangan mo pang mag-isip all throughout, no? You have to be creative, lahat na. So, talagang very challenging.
Pa yung mga gamit ko dito. Siyempre, hindi rin ako so, parang nagiging resourceful talaga ako dito sa bahay ko.
Nice. At least, diba? Ayan. Who wants to answer next?
Ako muna, Miss Ace. Actually, yes, totoo yung sinabi ni Patty na talagang kailangan sa influencer maging flexible siya. Kasi kumbaga, it's, sa kanya lahat yung setup and pwede naman i-guide via Zoom, pero syempre, si influencer pa lang talaga yung effort. And in terms of flexibility rin sa content creation, sa timing, sa mga posting, syempre, kunwari ipopost today, pero magbabago kasi may nangyaring issue. We need to be sensitive kasi sa part na yan. We need to empathize din yung mga nangyayari sa atin ngayon. And also, isang factor din siguro is the budget. Yung mga brands medyo nag-cut sila ng budget pagdating sa marketing, and syempre we need to kahit pa paano adopt with them and understand them.
Yeah. My last input siguro on this topic is the pandemic actually was really, really good for the business. Really, really good. As in, I never thought that we would meet our annual targets. Honestly, when the lockdown started, we were all, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? We don't have sales. It's so difficult to get paying clients. All companies are withholding cash. So ano gagawin mo, 'di ba? So ang dami naming inisip noon. How can we pivot? How can we go into many types of business? But after the strict ECQ period, girl, pagod na pagod kami, friend. My gosh, kaya pa ba?
Tama.
Kaya pa ba natin matulog today, 'di ba? Because the demand really nag-shoot up talaga siya for influencers. And I mean, I don't like saying this. I hate saying this, but yung the shutdown of one of the largest TV networks actually was advantageous to the business, because where will marketing or media budgets go? Where will they go? They have nowhere to go. The money has to flow somewhere. And right now, it flows to influencers. So it's been really, really good. I think to be honest, we're one of the industries na nag-benefit from the repercussions of the pandemic. And it's a good time. 5 years ago, latak na budget ang napupunta sa influencer marketing. But now, we're one of the priorities. Walang company na walang influencer marketing. It's booming. It's really, really rising. And it's a good time.
Tama, no? Yeah. And it's really skyrocketing talaga. Like, everybody's really into digital world and influencing talaga with our influencers. But ito nga yung question namin, Miss Ace. You are one of the founding board of directors of Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines. So maybe you can tell us more about this. And are there programs ba na you try to protect the influencers and the role in promoting a more collaborative influencer?
Oo. Well, the founding board of directors of the CICP or of the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines, we really came together because all of us are coming from the different parts of this, what we call as ecosystem. Kasi this entire influencer marketing industry, hindi lang siya about the influencers eh. Hindi lang din naman siya about the brand eh. Hindi lang din naman siya about the agency. It's really these groups of people working in harmony to produce whatever we need to produce, diba? And prior to us founding the council, we came from different backgrounds. Some of us are really creators. I mean, part of the board is Erwan Yusuf. Some of us are part of the agencies. Our president is Jim Guzman of Dentsu. Some of us naman come from the brand side. We also have, people from Cebu Pacific and Emperador who are part of our board. So these are really people from different aspects, I would say, of the ecosystem, brand, agency, and creator. And we want to promote that we want to be able to work in harmony with everybody and promote also the interests of the different members, of the many different players of this ecosystem. Kasi may interest ang agency, may interest ang brand, of course may interest ang creator. But I think one thing that we can really promote about CICP is we're creator-centric. Because after all, it's the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines. Most of our programs are actually creator-driven, meaning talagang focused in promoting the welfare, the interests of the creators. But then again, we're not operating in a vacuum na creator lang. And then, of course, we also promote the interests and protect the interests of the agencies and the brands. Now, when we talk about the programs, we have a lot. Grabe. And one of the currently ongoing programs that we have is called #CreatorsUnitedPH. It's a fundraising program promoted and heavily marketed by the country's top creators. We have Ranz and Niana, of course, we have the Air One, and we have all these really, really big names that are participating in to raise funds for teachers. During the ECQ period, we raised funds for medical frontliners. Ngayon naman, teachers, because there are new influencers. Yan tinuturing namin na bagong influencers at this time. So we're raising funds for digital teaching kits for these teachers. We're partnered with the Philippine Public School Teachers Association. And yun yung isa sa mga current programs. But there are plenty more na maaabangan. In fact, we have our monthly GMMs, or the General Membership Meetings, where we also talk about really, really nice issues about the industry, monetizing content, how do you protect your intellectual property, yung mga ganyan na very relevant to people in the industry. And that's the CICP. Thank you for airtime.
Uy, wow, thank you. Thank you also for that. Maybe we can invite CICP in our future episodes. You really talk more about how to promote that, collaborative influencer culture. And of course, very exciting times indeed. Something to look forward to. Another learning experience din yan. So, ayan, something to watch out for. And you know what, guys? I know we've, tackled and we've covered so much, pero marami pa nga tayong gusto pang pag-usapan. But we've come here to the part of the show na what are your final statements or regarding this topic, or what's your message to our audience, to the aspiring influencers, to those people who are watching right now? And what do you think is the current landscape of the culture in our country right now? And what are you looking forward to when it comes to this influencer community? Go, Patty, take it away.
So,
Go.
Ang last message ko, my final message is, kasi syempre, uso na ngayon talaga yung digital, parang wala na masyado yung TV. So, sa lahat ng mga gusto maging content creator, ang ma-advise ko lang is, kailangan nyo talaga maging raw, maging unique, and at the same time, maging creative kayo, guys. And,
yes.
So, kailangan nyo pangalagaan lahat ng brands na nakikipag-collab sa inyo. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na nakipag-collab lang dahil may bayad. Kailangan nyo siyang alagaan, tsaka kailangan nyo pagandahin yung content nyo para syempre may kita rin sila. Yun lang. Thank you.
Tama. Wants to go next?
I'll go next. For me naman, sa lahat ng mga, parang nananawagan.
Go, Vania!
Influencers, agree ako kay Patty, just be your authentic self, because there's nothing worse than being fake. Be who you are and let that shine through. If it's if you bring your best self forward, manonotice ka, don't worry. And at the same time, content is king. So yun talaga, when you're in the digital space, you really have to constantly come up with good content, original content, something funny, something exciting. Let your creativity shine talaga, because that's what's gonna make you get noticed. And lalo na nowadays, you'll never know, you can be the next, in an instant, magbago yung buhay mo, ma-pick up ka, ma-viral ka. That's a start, So you'll never know. So just, be your authentic self and be creative and just, shine.
Yes. Guys, you heard that, huh? Be your authentic self and just shine. Okay, who's next for the message to our viewers and the inspiring influencers?
Ako na, Kathy?
Sige po.
Go. I've always been about #ElevateInfluence. This goes not only for the creators, but also for the people who want to get into influencer marketing. Don't think about it as a transactional thing. Remember, this is a collaboration. When we talk about collaboration, andun yung personality ni brand, andun yung personality ni influencer. And mas maganda yung magiging relationship nating lahat if we think of influence as really, inspiring, as really elevating. So kaya kami sa Blogapalooza, lagi kaming #ElevateInfluence. And, again, influencer marketing doesn't have to be expensive, but it has to be always valuable. Yan ang aking siguro final message.
Wow, I love it. Go, Kathy, take it away.
Siguro sa akin, ayun nga, be authentic, be real, yun talaga yung pinaka-important. And syempre, know your why talaga. What is your purpose?
Yun.
Why you are doing that? Para lang ba sa sarili mo? Kasi kung para lang sa sarili mo, stop mo na yan. Kasi syempre, kaya ka-influencer, you will use your influence para sa ibang tao. Syempre, they will look up sa'yo, kaya kailangan magiging good model ka sa kanila. And hindi naman pag sinabing good model is parang may halo ng parang perfect ka na. Pero once na nakikita kasing authenticity, it will follow. And for the brands also, the talent management here, kami, Blogapalooza, and sila Miss Ace, and even Vidanes Celebrity Marketing, we are really here to help you to find your perfect match. So, sa mga brands and to all influencers also, kung gusto nyong makahanap ng mga perfect match pagdating sa brand and sa influencer marketing, pwede nyo kaming lapitan. Nag-promote na, no? Pero ayun nandito talaga kami is to really help you. Kumbaga, wag tayo ma-intimidate na mag-move forward and upward. Kumbaga. And also, keep learning. Kasi kapag ready ka, kapag handa ka, kapag dumating yung opportunity, you will grab it na lang. Kumbaga, ready ka na sa gera.
Yes, nako, ang gaganda ng mga last messages ng ating mga guest speakers today. We've learned so much. And guys, thank you so much for your time. And once again, thank you very much, Ace Gapuz of Blogapalooza, Vania Edralin of the vmanagementgroup, our celebrity stylist and content creator, Hattie Yap, and of course, Kathy Ticod of, syempre, Vidanes Celebrity Marketing. So yun na nga, thank you so much, and I hope we see each other again soon. But for those of us who are joining and watching right now, please join us as we go back here on Grind Talks.
Wouldn't it be great if you could just record your podcast, wait a couple of days, and have a perfectly edited and ready-to-go podcast episode to deliver to your audience? Well, with Spring Studios, you can. We are the first virtual production studio in Asia, here to provide you with everything you need for a successful podcast, and we do it all online. From the concept of your show to marketing tools like show notes and podcast art, to finally launching your first podcast episode, our team of experts is committed to making it easy for you to create content that will keep your audience entertained, educated, and engaged. Whether you're a podcast newbie or professional podcaster, we have the expertise and experience needed to help you create your podcast, promote it, and monetize it. Giving life to your podcast idea has never been easier. Visit www.springstudios.co today for a podcasting experience like no other.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it.
For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use Pynocare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take Pynocare.
Mega, we care.
Panasonic.
guys? Yes, it's me again, Jamie G here on Grind Detox. But before I go, I would just like to thank the following: Pynocare 40 Acti-Som, Glow Pink Blush, Panasonic Life Solutions, Workfolk. And for you guys who are watching right now and you want some sponsorships and collaboration, please feel free to email us at grindmagtv@gmail.com. And while you're at it, download your Kumu if you haven't downloaded it yet, and we will chat here for hours. And you know what, guys? Just a little takeaway from our talk for today. We've learned so much from our amazing guest speakers. Talagang nakakatuwa sila. But some important factors that we need to bear in mind is that, first of all, we have to make a great content. Second is that we have to earn that credibility. And third, we gotta gain that exposure through our influencers network. And as long as, of course, the influencer has a solid reputation and also has a genuine clout, the number of followers and subscribers are unimportantly relevant na. So again, all of us, we ship, and as well as being able to promote a new and more collaborative creative influencer culture. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I am Jamie G, and this has been another inspiring and amazing episode of Grind Mag TV's Grind Detox, and we will see you again next Thursday for our next live. That is exactly 4 p.m. All right, don't forget to stay safe and keep grinding. Join innovation leaders as we talk about digital apps, e-commerce, and fintech at Vidanes Alter Grind natin on November 5, as well as Smart Grind on November 12. And of course, please do follow Grind Mag TV on our socials available on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Kumu para updated ka. And of course, catch us live every Thursdays at 4 p.m. at Grind Mag TV on Kumu, with replay at 8 p.m. on our Facebook and YouTube at Grind Mag TV. So this is Jamie G. Stay safe and keep grinding.